Hello and welcome to today's episode of Bread Bowl. We are here for episode number 11. This season is coming to a close. This week we got episode 11 and 12. Next week we got 13 and 14. And then it's the final week, episode 15 and 16. So there's only a couple weeks left. But to talk about that, we're going to right now confirm to you guys officially, I know I mentioned it yesterday in Gluten-Free Bread Bowl, and I mentioned it a couple weeks ago in Bread Bowl talking about another season. But I'm going to confirm Season 2 of Bread Bowl and Gluten-Free Bread Bowl for you guys right now. And I have a whole list here of ideas for every single episode of Bread Bowl and Gluten-Free Bread Bowl, including 2 special episodes of Bread Bowl that will come in late March, early April. So we will have those for you guys as well. And yeah, I'm just super excited about the continuation of this series. And of course, the addition of Gluten-Free Bread Bowl this week for the first time. I'm just really looking forward to seeing what we're going to do with that. And then yeah, we'll see what happens from there. But today's episode of Bread Bowl, we're going to talk to you guys about YouTube and how YouTube is basically a meme. YouTube as a platform. As everybody knows, YouTube doesn't listen to the creators, no matter what. YouTube kind of just does their own thing. They're just like, hey, we're doing our own thing. We don't really care. Like, we know that. But we're going to sort of explain my idea of how they could change that. And also just, more criticisms of YouTube in general. So YouTube, as everybody knows, has sort of become more corporate over the last 2 or 3 years. Than what they used to be. YouTube was a platform before where anybody, like myself or anybody else, could just be in their room, in their house, outside, doing whatever they want, and you should just make a video and exist. Now, of course, things that have changed is you needing a, I don't even know what those things are called anymore, the groups that people used to be part of, that would get you out there. You don't need to be part of one of those to be successful anymore, but in general, YouTube has sort of shifted away from people in general just making stuff. It's big companies that have these big channels that just do things, and I don't know. It's just not what it used to be, and we see that with like things between the, being the most subscribed channel between PewDiePie and T-Series. That's just a good example of how it's one person going up against a super big company, and ultimately, who's going to win out in the end. So that's the situation right there, that the most subscribed channel, potentially even by the time this video is up, or in just a couple weeks from the video going up, could be just a big company. I think it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting that that's sort of the way that YouTube has shifted to, just being a big company. Or just being involved with big companies. The other thing is that YouTube, with their YouTube Premium. Now, I like YouTube Premium. Actually, that's one of the things that I plan on talking about later on in Bread Bowl. That's one of the things I was going to talk about this season, but didn't get time to, so we'll talk about it next season. But YouTube Premium is just something that I like for one reason. YouTube Premium is a way that is good for creators and good for people that don't want to watch ads. I just hate watching ads. Even if they're 30 seconds, I can't. I cannot stand watching an ad for 30 seconds or watching in the middle of a video and an ad pops up. It's just so annoying. So, for me, YouTube Premium is something that I'm fine with paying $10 a month to not have an ad, and then know that the creators that I'm watching are still getting things. Because I think ad block is just a toxic thing to do as a person. Because I don't know if this is me from being from a creator standpoint, knowing that you put hard work and making content when not everybody necessarily watching YouTube makes YouTube videos, which is obviously known that there's more people watching YouTube than necessarily creating. So I think that's a thing that, from my standpoint, even though I don't make money on the videos, I know the work that you put into making a video. And I feel like the creators deserve to get money if they are monetized, if their channel is monetized to get money. They deserve to get the money that they get for creating content. So that's my thing with YouTube Premium. But my other thing about YouTube Premium that I don't like is a lot of these shows that they make are just big productions on channels that are just, that you can tell they're not just like the creator doing their own thing. So that's my one issue with YouTube Premium. So my other thing about YouTube is that they, again, just, well, we can talk about the monetization thing real quick. YouTube's to the point where you get demonetized or less monetization based on something you say in a video. Like, I get there's certain limits of things you shouldn't be allowed to say and shouldn't be allowed to say on YouTube on a platform. But to have your video taken and restrict the amount of money you get because you say a swear, that's a big yikes. You need to say something slightly controversial, like, I think that's okay. I think to the point where you say something that's super offensive about people or a majority of people, that's when it's like, I don't know. Should you really get all the money for your offensive things you're saying? But then that comes into another argument of people get offended by everything. But I think if you say something that's like blatantly offensive towards a person or a group of people, then I think that you should have a loss of money in your videos and potentially have it taken down. But I feel like if you just say a swear in a video, like, I don't know. I feel like people shouldn't have to be censoring their videos of what they say because they say a swear. That's just my thing. Like, I don't really care. I'll say what I want in my video. But the channels that do get money, they don't. Because they have to block out what they say or they're going to lose the money on that video. And for people that have YouTube as their way of living, as their income, they need to do that. So it's just disappointing to see that. And I think it lowers the quality of content people do because they have to censor something that they say, which I just think is dumb. But my main thing back to YouTube, just not listening to creators. The other day, it was a tweet that I seen from their YouTube Team YouTube thing. Basically, at the end of January, YouTube made the decision to take and stop automatically tweeting when a video goes up. So when this video goes up, I will have to take the link of this on Twitter and tweet it out myself. Now, this doesn't seem like an issue, but say this video goes up at, I don't know, 10 or 11 in the morning when I probably will set it. 10 or 11 in the morning on Saturday, I'm either going to be sleeping or doing something. Like, I'm just going to be sitting here like, oh, my video. And that's the thing. Some days I have the benefit of, working and I can just send out the tweet because I'm doing stuff on my computer or I happen to be up at the time. We'll use the last 2 days for example. Yesterday was the 5th because obviously, as you guys know, I record these videos ahead of time. So yesterday was the 5th, today's the 6th. On the 5th, I was working. I worked at 10 o'clock, my video went up at 11, so I was on my computer, on my phone, or whatever at the time, because I do stuff with social media and internet things, so I was on it, all I do is hit tweet. This morning, I had to leave my house at 12 o'clock to go do something. I have to go to the doctor's, which we'll talk about actually in the next episode tomorrow. I had to sign some papers for things that, again, we'll discuss in the next episode. But I had to leave here, and I actually got a call from the doctor, one of the things that set up what I was doing next week. But I got a call to set it up and woke me up, and I was up before 11, and I just happened to stay up, be able to send out the tweet. But some days, like I have a video going up tomorrow, I don't know, maybe I won't be up then at 11. So it really just depends when you set your videos. And I don't know, I like the tweets to go out with the videos, and it's kind of annoying that you have to manually send it out. And YouTube's reason was there's more engagement in the tweets if you send it yourself. or you write your message yourself, and I'm just like, I like my tweets saying what the title of the video is. That's the way I make my videos. I don't make clickbait tweets. I don't make clickbait YouTube videos. My video doesn't say, I don't know, some obnoxious clickbait. I can't even think of one because I'm not a fuckboy. But it triggers me. YouTube does not listen to creators. And the reason I bring this up was there was a channel, I don't remember the person's name, but they were tweeting at YouTube like, why did you change this? You didn't need to change this. It worked fine. Because the thing about that, your automatically written tweets, there was an option on YouTube when you had the option to click Twitter, I think Facebook, and Google+. Obviously, Google+ is going to be gone, but you could send to those 3 social medias. And it would automatically send a thing to them. And you could manually, like, set what you want to write. You could write the video for, say, Bread Bowl. We could say, why YouTube is mega toxic. And then the link. And it would go out. But now, if I want to write that tweet, I have to go to Twitter and send out the link. So, it's not really necessarily a big deal, but it's just the fact that they don't listen to creators who say, this is a fine system, leave it the way it is. And that's a similar thing with the video manager. The video manager has been that platform. I know, at least since I've been doing YouTube in 2012, the video manager has looked the same. And it's really good. It has your video. It says if it's monetized, if it's public, private, scheduled, and then it shows you likes, dislikes, and comments that each video gets. Super simple platform, and it works really well. But for some reason, YouTube decided they're going to change it. And my other issue with that is that a lot of people don't like to change, and YouTube should just have like an option where you can change it or not. That's the same thing with the channels. I remember that was like 2012 when they changed the channels to the current format it is now. Everybody's channel used to be super cool. You could have like a really unique platform, and now it's like not the same. I liked it before. Every video that you upload was just in order, but now it's another tab, and then your home page you got to organize by whatever you want. It's just YouTube makes changes that aren't good. But I really don't like the video manager that's coming out soon. The change that's going to be terrible. So yeah. That's some of the things about YouTube. And I feel like they should just listen to creators. And one solution to that is to hire people who are either creators or take advice from creators. Now, my thing with this is an example that I was using when I was talking to Liam about this the other day was sports. Okay, we can take sports as an example. You look at football, basketball, baseball. Those are the sports that I know of, those ones. You look at those, and the most successful coaches were players who weren't successful as players. A majority of the coaches within sports were players. Whether it was really good, not really good, but whether they were like on a team and they were like decent enough to be on the team but not like a star player, or they were good in college or something like that, or even like high school. They were really good but they just couldn't go to the next level. But they know the mentality of what a player wants to see out of a player. They know like what type of thing to say to a player to get things to work. And I think it's a similar thing for YouTube. If they got a creator, they know what creators want, right? And I feel like even no matter how many subscribers you have just like enough experience with YouTube, you know what a creator wants out of the platform. Like, I feel like I could do a good job at YouTube knowing what a creator wants out of a platform. Because I've made videos for long enough that I know this is what you want to see out of YouTube and this is what people don't want to change out of YouTube. And it's just the fact that they don't have anybody in there who's got that experience. Again, back to the sports thing. We can look at teams that have won championships or made it to the playoff or made it to the championship games in sports recently. We can start with basketball. 2018 for the finals, the coaches of both the Warriors and the Cavs were former players. They weren't like all-star player, they weren't like star players on their team, but they still had played. We can look at baseball, the teams that made it to the World Series. The Red Sox and the Dodgers coaches or their managers were both players. They both had, again, they weren't star players, but they were good enough to be on the team. And then for football, some of the coaches, because there's a lot of coaches in that, at least I know for the Rams, that their coach was a player. And he wasn't like really good. I don't even think he was in the NFL. But he knows what the players need. And I think that's the thing about the teams is that they have the coaches who were players who know what to get out of the players that are better than they were as a player. And you look on the flip side. If you get somebody on YouTube, a majority of the super, super big channels, they think that they're really good. Like, you can look at somebody like Jake Paul or Logan Paul. They think that they're really, really good, and they're, like, super cool, and, like, they know what they're doing. But do they really? I don't think they would get the best out of YouTube as maybe a channel that's smaller or a humble channel. That's like, hey, I'm here, but I didn't really ask to be here. I just sort of ended up here. That's a similar thing. And another example to that is looking at basketball. A lot of people regard Michael Jordan as the best basketball player ever. Some people say he's even the best athlete ever. But look at his basketball team that he owns and runs. The Hornets are not good. There's an example. Because the better people in sports expect better things from their players. They expect them to be as good as them. Because Michael Jordan will have his team and he'll expect them to be as good as him. But they're not. Where if you have a player or a coach who wasn't as good, they can get things out of the players who are better than them. Easier. Another example that you can even look at a team like the Lakers. They have Magic Johnson as their guy who's like building the team, the GM, right? I think he's the GM, or he does something with the team that involves running of it. I don't exactly know. But besides having LeBron, look at the Lakers and how bad they are. And Magic Johnson's one of the best basketball players ever. He could be up there in top 5 or top 10. It's another similar thing. Their players are really bad besides LeBron. Before they got LeBron this year, the Lakers were terrible. What did they have, like 37 wins last year? They were really bad. And you even look when LeBron was injured. The Lakers were really, really bad. So, it's a similar thing like that. Where I feel like YouTube could take that same approach and get content creators, whether or not they're smaller channels or whatever, but get creators who know what creators want, and things will work out better. That's it. YouTube's a meme. I know YouTube won't ever listen to people or suggestions, and there'll be another platform that will come and take a spot someday, and you guys can catch me there. Links won't be in the description because I'll be gone. But no, in general, I feel like there should just be another platform. I wish that I could make a platform similar to YouTube that has like better things. I know it's really hard, and I don't know how to do all that stuff, so I can't. But if I could, I would. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one tomorrow. We got something pretty cool for you guys. I'm excited about the next episode of Bread Bowl. We'll see you guys then.